So the last one gets to the most granular point on the theme of this whole information and our obtaining of it and why it exists in the first place. And this is one of the funniest ones, I think, because you see this all the time on the internet, and you can literally go and try it yourself right now, and you're going to see an immediate occurrence of this thing happening. So it's called Cunningham's Law. And once more, just for the fun of it, the Wikipedia definition, or whatever this is, all right, the outline, uh, is basically the best way to get the right answer on the internet is not to ask a question, but to post the wrong answer. So I'm not even going to need to re-explain that because that's pretty understandable enough.
That's pretty self-explanatory.
I've personally never done this, but I've seen it in classrooms before, especially in school, where someone will just blurt out an answer impulsively when a professor or a teacher asks something, and then immediately another student will shoot their hand up as if being more impatient to get the answer right. And when that second person is wrong, it's just a completely cascading effect of, oh, who wants to disprove who, or who wants to be the person that got the question right. And the funniest thing is when nobody answers the question correctly, and then the professor's just looking at everybody like, you uncultured swine, all of you.
You fools.
Yeah, so I think it's cool. But like I said, on the internet, you will see this. If you try to answer something really simple on Yahoo Answers or Wall Street Bets, Reddit, whatever,
Or Stack Exchange for all the programmers out there.
Stack Overflow.
Oh shoot.
You're a fake. You're a fake.
No, I swear there's something with the word exchange that exists. I'll
There-
find it. Don't
no,
worry.
it does exist. I'm messing with you. Anyways, if you try to do something like that, you will immediately have someone correct you and, of course, give you the right answer, which is hilarious to me because instead of wanting to actually, answer for the purpose of disseminating the proper information, you just want to make it known that you're right. And most people will do this.
I don't want to disagree, but I also can't. I like to assume that when someone posts the wrong answer, there are at least some people who are doing it from the goodness of their hearts, not just trying to rub it in that they know more.
Listen, man.
So let's just say that some people do it selfishly to prove how smart they are, and others are just good souls.
Yeah, listen, man. I'm a believer in altruism. I think that everybody's got a little good in their heart, no matter what. But
But
there are those more nefarious actors that they don't care. It's like remember when you talked about me, or not about me, you talked about this a while ago when we were doing the game theory episode, where there are people that just troll in games or just mess around for the purpose of messing around. They have no true motive or incentive other than to cause chaos.
yep.
So I have to believe that there are some like this as well.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Let's just say not everyone's like that, you know.
Yeah, which brings some peace to my heart. I gotta say, I prefer that. So have you ever had some kind of experience with this as well, aside from the obvious?
Well, since I'm a good student and I would never cheat ever in my life, let's just say that a friend of mine, nudge nudge wink wink, a friend of mine used something known as Chegg. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So a friend of mine used it, and let's say that friend saw someone would post an answer, and there would be many comments saying that answer is wrong. And my friend would be upset because they really needed that answer at the time, and all the people there were saying how the answer is wrong, but not willing to give the correct answer, which made my friend very unhappy.
Well, what did your friend do as a result? Did he find a way to figure out the problem on his own, or did he find somewhere else to get it?
Well, my friend, he found another website what's it called? Course Hero, I think, is another one.
Yeah, it's one of those.
So yeah, I think my friend, he got on Course Hero. He signed up and he found something of a similar problem. It wasn't the exact problem, so he couldn't copy it word for word. Not that my friend would ever cheat, of course. He was just looking for some inspiration, obviously. And my friend eventually figured out, or was able to do the assignment with relative quality, to put it nicely. He was able to finish the assignment. He was able to do it. I don't think my friend got a perfect score on that homework, but it's better than what he would have gotten completely winging it, I'd say. So good on my friend. I support him.
You're such a clown. No, but anyways, I think if I tried to do something like that right now, I mean, I would have the entire internet just jump down my throat and say, why are you contributing less knowledge to the collective IQ of humanity by posting wrong answers?
I think
Or
it's because, well, actually, I'm not even sure. Do people post wrong answers intentionally, knowing this is going to happen, or do they actually try in earnest to answer the question correctly and they just happen to be wrong? I think for Stack Overflow, for example, there's a lot of instances where either A, people will find different answers that can work, or different solution mindsets, so different styles of solving the problem. Not explicitly the code per se, but they will explain different thought processes as to how to solve the problem. Unfortunately, to some people like me, these different processes sometimes don't mesh well with each other, and in fact go in polar opposition to each other. So it's hard for me to borrow that stuff if I don't know which one works, and I don't know that the two of them or three of them or however many of them don't actually work together. So that's nice. But I do believe that, because we use Blender, for crying out loud, so I really love open source software. I really love that stuff. And because it just shows that there's like a community of both really gifted people and moderately like hardworking people working together to like make a product that everyone likes, and everyone has their own qualms with it, and they work together to make it good. And I I don't know, that's really cool. And
this is why blockchain is the future.
yeah, buy Bitcoin and all that good stuff. But it's just amazing that people can come together to solve answers. It is unfortunate that the way of the internet works, people only like, well, not I already said not everyone's like this, but people like to show off how right they are and how wrong other people are. And I think you asked me for an example, so I gave you the example of my friend, but I can give kind of less concrete, but definitely something everyone listening on this podcast and everyone on, at least anyone with access to the internet, is 100% aware of, and that is the beautiful, wonderful hell spawn cesspool that is Twitter. So Twitter, for those of you who don't know what Twitter is, which is probably no one, but if there are, don't go on. Take it from me. Don't do it.
I will
It's not worth it.
I'll always be completely anti that sentiment. Please go on Twitter. Please engage with the masses that are just trying to throw their beliefs at you, because it will also prove your mettle. If you really have some kind of beliefs or knowledge that you understand fundamentally and don't ever think someone can take away from you, I urge you to go and challenge them. Challenge those beliefs in a place where you can have just information black holes. Places where things just go and go and
die.
don't they don't come back. Look, dude, Twitter is a great place to find a lot of good information, but it's also a great place to find horrible information.
Isn't that doesn't it suck that like this is why we can't have good things, is because when there's something really good, all the bad people want to go there and partake in it. Oh well,
You just have to
that's a
find the right
topic.
groups.
Yeah, I suppose that's a topic for another day. But so back to the whole, people don't answer questions, they simply want to say that they're right. So Twitter is a place where lots of people come with lots of opinions. And for some reason, a lot of these people take these opinions as gospel like facts. They are not gospel like facts. They are dumb opinions that nobody cares about, except a certain breed of Twitter user, aka the ones that love proving everyone wrong. The contrarians, the people who love to fight and live to fight another day.
Rise against the power.
Yeah, yeah. It's it's a spectacle, my friends. It is a hellish nightmare that once you start looking at it, you'll start wondering why you can't look away.
It's so
But
funny. Some of the stuff that you see on Twitter is just, it's beautiful.
it's the most petty, trivial nonsense, and yet people will fight to the almost death to make sure that their opinion is the right one. Meanwhile, if you ask a question, I guarantee you no one's gonna like hate or love your tweets. They're just gonna like pass it on and just ignore it. But if you state an opinion, God help you. Just God help you. That's not completely the point of the Cunningham law, but I feel there's a strong relation to just the need, the weird desire to just stomp out answers that are wrong to you. It's
Yeah, man. I mean, competition is that's the whole point of competition, right? Competing opinions fall under that scope. So if you find that there's some kind of way to eradicate that wrong opinion, you're going to do everything in your power to do so. It is just inherently
it's
how
just
we're built.
unfortunate because the whole nature of opinions typically is there aren't, but for the most part there are definitely things that I think universally we would agree on, but there are a lot of things that are subjective, that don't have a right answer. So to see people so vehemently try to proclaim their answer to be the right answer is strange or weird or just,
For lack of better words.
yeah, or petty and scummy if you really think about it for more than 5 seconds. But it's just a very strange phenomenon to see. And I personally am a believer of live and let live and agree to disagree. So if you have a thought that I don't agree with or I don't like, as long as there's nothing I can say to disprove you, then I'm fine with you having that thought. However, if I can, I will. And I guess that makes me similar to them to a certain extent.
Yeah, dude, you're falling prey to the god complex right now as well.
It's different because I don't use feelings to try and, like, if I don't like something, that's not gonna be my go-to response for why it shouldn't exist. You know, I
You're a perfect stonewall. You have no emotions. You're
no,
just all
Pete,
logic,
that's
all
not
fact.
what I was gonna say. I was gonna start referencing certain companies I don't like, but I think we know which ones I'm thinking of.
It's very apparent by this point that you're just anti-capitalism. So
Okay, Pete, calm down. Calm down, Pete. I am not anti-capitalist. I love capitalism, but it is flawed, and there should. And wait, no. I love capitalism. I don't like monopolies or monopolistic tendencies. That is my PSA for today.
okay.
I
Fair
believe in
enough.
competition, but the thing is, once you have a monopoly or a monopoly-like force, competition dies, and to a certain extent, so does capitalism. Since, what's the difference between a monopoly and a monarchy? Or forget monarchy. Monarchy is divine right. A tyrant and a monopoly. Exactly. It's
Fight the power, Alex.
with grace, of course.
You're so classic.
Agree to
Okay.
disagree, and you're allowed to have opinions, but don't hate others for having them. You know, you have a right to exist, and so do other people. And those are my two PSAs for today.